Hi everyone, I'm Jake. Welcome to Green World product training video. So let me quickly introduce the topic of today's training. The product that we're talking about is Zinc tablet. Now before we understand about this Zinc tablet produced by Green World, it is imperative to understand the relevance of zinc in our life. I'm sure all of you have heard about zinc and a lot of you also know about the importance of zinc in our life and in our health. So I'm going to start with a brief introduction of what is zinc. Now before I move ahead with this video, I want to tell you all that I'm not here to give you a lecture. This video is more about a discussion, a debate, and every discussion or debate stems out of a common concern. And in this case, the common concern is your health, your children's health, my health, the health of our entire community. I'm extremely privileged to share my knowledge and experience with you all. As you all know, knowledge is power, and that's why I'm here. I'm not here to give you a lecture. I'm here to give you power. So let's start with the first question. What is zinc? So as you all know, to maintain optimal health, we all need macronutrients and micronutrients. As you all know, macronutrients are our proteins, carbohydrates and fats. Same ways, micronutrients are all the vitamins and minerals. So primary vitamins in our diets are vitamin D3, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin K. You know about them. Same ways, we have these minerals which are extremely important for our health, and they are potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, sulfur. Now minerals also have a subcategory called trace minerals, and these are mainly iron, copper, selenium and zinc. So why are they called trace minerals? The reason is that our body just need a trace of it, means just a little bit. Let's say for example you need around 500 mg to 1000 mg of calcium, but when it comes to zinc, your body only needs 10 mg to 30 mg, 20 mg. So just a trace of it is sufficient to keep our body healthy. And zinc is a trace mineral which is important for our body in so many ways. Zinc helps to maintain our immune system, it helps to heal wounds, and it supports the entire growth process. Now I have just scratched the surface about the role that zinc plays in our health. Further down the video, we will discuss it in detail, the relevance of zinc in even the most primary functions of our body as human beings, and that is reproduction. The expansion of our species itself relies heavily on zinc. But let me first ask you guys, do you remember what I mentioned earlier in the video? The common cause? And that common cause is deficiency of zinc in our body. Now, I'm going to show you the reason for the deficiency of zinc. Just have a look at this slide. Now, these statistics are provided by WHO, World Health Organization. As per these statistics, it's quite evident that the deficiency of zinc is very serious and a popular issue. Now, according to WHO, around 31% of the world population is suffering from zinc deficiency. There are approximately 7.7 billion people in this world, and if we talk about 31% of the population suffering from zinc deficiency, it means around 2.6 billion people are deficient in zinc, and that is an alarming number. These diagrams on the left shows the countries and the region with high proportion of zinc deficiency in children under 5 years of age. And as you can see in the map, the countries which are most affected are mostly the Asian countries and the African countries. Now when you look at the other diagram which shows the reason and for the zinc deficiency, and the primary reason, as you can see, is the soil. The soil has basically lost the mineral deficiency itself. So whatever crops or plants people are growing, those crops and plants are themselves deficient in zinc. So when we consume those crops, automatically our body also suffers from zinc deficiency. I want to tell you guys that I am a certified nutritionist, and just like you, I also have a same belief system. The same belief system passed on to us by our parents, our grandparents, our ancestors, and that is food is the actual medicine that can heal our body. And my first approach is always to eat the right balanced diet. But unfortunately, food in today's time has become a commodity of business. Mainly the crops, the plants, everything is grown for mass production, and the soils are heavily fertilized plants are sprayed with massive amount of pesticides, which kills the nutritional density of those crops itself. And eventually, when we consume those fruits or vegetables or grains, we are not getting the entire nutritional benefit from those foods. Now, I'm not saying that we should stop eating food. Of course, we need to consume food just like the way we always have been doing it. But we need to pay more attention to make our diet and nutrition more balanced. Unfortunately, in today's time, our food is incomplete. And like they say, that necessity is the mother of invention. And out of that necessity was born the supplement industry, the dietary supplement, what we are discussing about today, the zinc tablet. Now, when I say food supplement, supplement means something which completes what is incomplete. Now, our food is incomplete, and to complete it, we have these food supplements. Now, the reason that I'm emphasizing on combining food supplement with our food is so that you open up your mind about using these supplements and making them a part of your life and your diet, because they are not pills or medications. They are food supplement derived from natural ingredient developed by scientific minds. And that brings me to the product of today that we are discussing, zinc tablet. As you all know, that our company Green World was started as a research and development company born out of the vision of our founder and president, Dr. Deming Lee, who herself is an esteemed and avid researcher in the field of microbiology. It was her concern for human health that all these wonderful and scientific natural ingredient supplements were formulated, combining the traditional Chinese medicine with modern technology. Now, coming back to the deficiency of zinc, the common concern that we all share. Now, as we saw on the previous slide, that how children under the age of 5 are suffering from zinc deficiency. Yes, zinc deficiency starts from childhood itself. Now, as a mother, I'm sure if you have experienced something like this, that no matter what meal you cook, even if it's your child's favorite and the child is not eating that meal irrespective of all your effort, on the contrary, they are developing taste for strange things like dirt and soil, and they eat peelings from the wall. It is a clear-cut sign that your child is suffering from zinc deficiency and you need to take immediate action. In addition to these deficiencies, if your child is the first one to catch flu or any kind of infection during cold, or if they suffer from frequent bout of diarrhea, a clear sign they are deficient in zinc. And because of that zinc deficiency, your children will always be more thinner and smaller and weaker than other kids, because zinc plays a crucial role in childhood for the growth process of your child. They will suffer from stunted growth. If this zinc deficiency is not controlled at the right time during childhood, as an adult, your child will suffer from poor brain functions, memory loss, and even infertility and impotency. As we discussed earlier, zinc plays such a crucial role in the most basic human function, that is the reproduction, the expansion of our species. So it's a matter of big concern, right? You understand this, our children are suffering from deficiency, and even us as adults are also suffering from zinc deficiency. Now, let's move on to the next slide, where I just want to quickly show you that, why are we suffering from this deficiency? We discussed earlier about the deficiency in the soil itself, and our food and crops and everything is losing mineral density. But apart from that, even when we talk about the choices of food or the food sources which gives us zinc are very limited in number. Just have a look at this slide. So let's say, for example, if you eat 3 oysters, it will provide you your daily dose of recommended dose of zinc. Now, I don't remember any time in my life when I used to eat 3 oysters every day. I don't know how many people eat oysters every day. If I tell you also that, start eating seafood or start eating lots of oysters, then you will get your daily requirement of zinc. Now, from the nutrition standpoint, I can't even advise you to do that. And the reason for that is because seafood is also heavily contaminated with mercury. It will increase unnecessary mercury in your body, which is again a toxin. And in addition to that, seafood also increases the amount of uric acid in your blood. And too much uric acid further leads to kidney problems, and it can even lead to a very dreaded disease called gout, which is the scary and painful disease of your joint. So that brings us back to the consideration of food supplement instead of totally relying on food like seafood for zinc. Alright, let's have a look at another food source. Let's say if you have one big steak every day, it's going to give you 95% of your daily recommended dose of zinc. Now, I would say that it's a bad trade-off, and I would not advise you to eat steak every day. And the reason for that are the other health concerns. If you're eating that red meat every day, that meat is raised by using antibiotics and hormones. Those antibiotics, when they enter your system, they're going to spoil your gut flora, which means the good bacteria in your small intestine, which are actually the defense army, the mechanism of defense in your system to fight against all kind of chronic diseases. And in addition to that, the red meat also will fill your body up with unnecessary amount of saturated fats, which are eventually going to give you some form of cardiovascular disease. So I would say that eating steak in moderation is alright, but primarily getting your zinc from steak would be a bad trade-off. Okay, let's move down. Now, in case of vegetarian people who are vegan or vegetarian diet does not anyways contain sufficient amount of zinc. So all the vegetarian people will surely be deficient in zinc. So now let's move forward with the next question. How much zinc do we actually need? Alright, so have a look at this slide. According to this, the daily recommended dose for zinc is as per different age groups. You can see here. So as you can see, it's 5 mg, 8 mg, 11 mg. It varies as per your age and gender. But pay a close attention here, and that is in case of children, whether it's a boy or a girl, the dosage is same because it's the growth period of their life. So there is no difference between the dosage. Alright guys, so far so good. I'm sure you have now understood that how the deficiency of zinc is prevalent in our society at such a large scale, and how through our food we have not been able to achieve the optimal zinc level in our body. But there is a solution, and that's what I'm offering you today, the zinc tablet. Of course, the question that we need to discuss now is that why, when there are so many zinc products available in the market, why do we choose the Green World zinc product? So let me explain the science behind Green World zinc tablets, so you will be able to take a much more informed decision. Number one point of distinction between what is available in the market and what is there in the zinc tablet by Greenworld is that we use high quality bio-fermented zinc lactate as the main raw material. What benefit it provides is basically the high absorption rate. Greenworld as a company firmly stand behind the purity of our product, the zinc tablet. Now each tablet of zinc provides you 4 mg of zinc, that is roughly around 35 to 40% of your daily recommended dose. Alright guys, now is the time to pay close attention, because now I'm gonna dig deeper into the relevance of zinc and important role that it plays. In fact, after today, I'm gonna change your perspective forever about zinc. To be fairly honest with you guys, I am willing to put my words behind this statement that humans wouldn't have existed without zinc, and no amount of scientific literature can ever deny this fact. I mean, every second around 400 billion biochemical reactions are going around in our body. Alright guys, I'm gonna give you a small example, and this is something which we do on a daily basis. You know, the food that we eat, that food needs to be digested before it gives us nutrient, right? So, for the synthesis and metabolism of carbohydrate, lipids, nucleic acid, and various nutrients and minerals in our body, we need around 300 enzymes for that process. And zinc is essential for the functions of those 300 enzymes. So just understand, even for the food to properly get utilized in our body, we need zinc, our most basic need. Now have a look at the slide, and the second point, that zinc is required to activate the T lymphocytes. Now, as you all know that our body is endowed with a natural immune system, basically our defense mechanism fighting against any kind of virus, bacteria, disease and illness. And that defense mechanism, the immune system, consists of T cells and B cells. The T lymphocytes mean the body of white cells which fight against any kind of infection in our body. And we need zinc to activate those T cells. Without sufficient zinc, the function of immune system can be impaired, and that very well explains that why children under the age of 5 years who are deficient in zinc are always more vulnerable to cold and flu and diarrhea. Why? Because their T cells are not fully activated due to deficiency of zinc. Now, as you can see on the slide, another very disturbing and upsetting fact, the statistics from WHO, that diarrhea due to zinc deficiency kills 1.6 million children under the age of 5 years. So far, so good, and I'm sure you are hungry for more information on zinc. Moving further, so just have a look at this slide now. This slide says that zinc is essential for cell division so that it promotes normal growth during pregnancy, childhood, and adolescence. So, as you all know, that we all are cellular beings. We are called cellular beings for a reason. You know, our different organs, all the vital organs like our brain, heart, lungs, liver, kidney, pancreas, everything is composed of billions of cells. We ourselves, our entire body is composed of trillions of cells. Let's say, for example, our liver itself has approximately 260 billion cells. So in essence, our life lies in those small microscopic cells. Now our cells, because they're involved in the process of generation of energy for our entire body, all our organs, that's why they have a life of their own. Some cells die within a period of 3 to 5 days. For instance, the cells of our stomach and our intestine, they have a lifespan of 3 to 5 days. After that, new cells are generated in their place. Same ways, our red blood cells have a lifespan of 120 days. After 120 days, new red blood cells are generated in our blood. And that exactly is where zinc is extremely important, because zinc plays a crucial role in the regeneration of new cells. So what it implies is that if you are deficient in zinc, your vital organs, let's say for example your liver, once its old cells are dying and it needs new cell to be regenerated, and if there is not sufficient zinc, eventually during the course of your life your liver will start becoming weak. So just imagine that trace amount of zinc is an essential component of every cell in our body. Zinc also helps vitamin A to create a pigment called melanin to protect our eyes. Now our eyes, the color of our eyes is derived from the pigment called melanin. The more melanin in the iris of our eye, the darker our eyes are. But beyond the color of our eye, this very melanin helps in protecting our eyes from the ultraviolet rays. And to produce that very melanin, we need zinc and vitamin A as the raw material. And deficiency of zinc is one of the leading cause of vision impairment. Moving further, zinc plays a crucial role in the various phases of production of insulin. As you all know, our body has an organ called pancreas, which is responsible for the production of insulin. Insulin is the hormone that helps in metabolizing sugar or blood glucose in our body. Now, in case of people who are type 1 or type 2 diabetic, the beta cells in their pancreas are unable to produce sufficient amount of insulin to deal with excess amount of sugar. And here, zinc plays a very crucial role in empowering your beta cells to produce sufficient amount of insulin. That's why it is extremely important for people who are suffering from diabetes to supplement with zinc. Now, moving on to the next slide, as I discussed in the beginning of the video, that how zinc is so important for our very survival, the most basic function, the reproduction, the expansion of our species. Have a look at this slide. For women, zinc makes sure that there is enough fluid in the follicles, which enables the eggs to travel to the fallopian tubes, and zinc can also shrink the uterine fibroid. So many women suffer from this problem, and zinc can actually help them. For man, zinc is used in testosterone production and the production of the tail and the outer layer of the sperm. Zinc deficiency results in low sperm count and poor vitality. That's exactly what I was talking about, the basic human function, reproduction. To increase fertility, we need zinc in our diet. Let's have a look at who all can benefit. In fact, I mean, every single person can benefit from this. So just we have categorized it. It is suitable for in case of unbalanced diet. Number one, vegetarians, then junk food lover. That is like a epidemic of our society these days. Malnutrition, in case there is not sufficient food available, in that case also zinc can suffice at least for the deficiency of zinc. Now there are certain phases in our life when the demand of zinc is increased, and those are basically children and adolescents, breastfeeding women, pregnant women. Then in case of people who suffer from any of these diseases, diabetes, skin problems, chronic inflammation, digestive problems, infertility or impotency. Alright, let's have a look at this slide where it shows how zinc interact with different functions in our body. Folic acid, it improves the absorption of zinc in our body. Vitamin A, zinc actually helps in the release of vitamin A from our liver. High fiber diet, if you're consuming a lot of fiber in your diet, extremely important to supplement with zinc. If I summarize in a nutshell, start taking zinc supplement from today itself. I'm just going to show you the suggested use for it. Just have a look at this slide. Adult, 1 tablet each time, twice in a day. For children, 1 tablet per day is sufficient. Ideally, you should take your zinc tablet 30 minutes after your meal. And I personally, the way I use it after my dinner, because zinc also helps you get a better sleep. Alright guys, so that was the product training video from Green World about our product Zinc tablet, and I sincerely hope and believe that you have understood the relevance of this trace mineral in our life. I would request you to share this video with everyone, because remember the motto, we care, we share. For your health, your family's health, your community's health, start taking these zinc tablets on a daily basis. See you in the next video.